I know that this is an issue for all of us, all British Columbians.
שלום לימור.
שלום שי. אז אנחנו מסיימים עוד עצרת למען השבויים בעזה, ואמרנו שבאוקטובר יש כאן בחירות לפרובינציה, ואנחנו נתחיל לראיין ולהביא לכם קולות של מועמדים. מועמדים שהם פרו-ישראלים ומכל המפלגות. נתחיל במישהו שפרש ובמי שהחליף אותו. אז מי שפרש זה מייקל, שהוא עדיין MLA, עדיין חבר פרלמנט בבריטיש קולומביה, והוא חבר פרלמנט כבר 7 שנים וחצי, והחליט ממש השבוע, הוא הודיע שהוא פורש, אבל לא בלי מחליף. אז קודם כל בוא נשמע מה יש למייקל לומר לנו, למה הוא פורש, ומה המסקנות שלו מה9 חודשים האחרונים. הוא הגיע כמעט לכל עצרת, אני בימי ראשון ראיתי אותו כמעט בכל פעם.
כן.
בוא נשמע מה הוא אומר.
So, hi Michael, you're still in LA from Vancouver,
Lengara, yes.
but you decided not to run for the upcoming election. So what made you take this?
Thank you so much. Well, it's been a long 7.5 years. I've had 2 terms elected as the MLA for Vancouver, Lengara. And for me, when the legislative session completed in the middle of May, with my 2 critic roles as the critic for the Attorney General, critic for Digital Relations and Reconciliation, I had a small opportunity to finally have a little reflection on where I am in my public service career and discussions with my family. I decided not to seek a 3rd term, but to accept an opportunity back in the private sector. Before I was elected in 2017 for Vancouver Lengara, I was a lawyer for 20 years. And this company in data analytics, GovTech, is a company that I have been involved with for over 8 years, mentoring the co-founders and as an advisor for the last 8 months. So this is an opportunity for me to go back in the private sector to do some good in a different way in the area of how do we assist governments analyze their data for better insights, municipalities, state governments, provinces all over North America, as they've done for the last 8 years. So I'm looking forward to helping them grow their company to have more impact in public policy and better public policy decisions.
Okay, and I've seen you here probably almost every single Sunday. Your dedication to the Jewish community, I think it's not obvious, but you are so dedicated to the community. What do you see in the last 1 year that is bothering you, or you feel like it needs to be changed?
Well, thank you for that recognition. I am trying to support the community as much as I can. And that comes from a place where, for me personally, as some would know, I grew up in the Jewish community at the Jewish Community Center in preschool, and with much of my youth activities in swim club and floor hockey and Cub Scouts, summer camps, all the way till I was 10 years old. And so I have a strong appreciation for the state of Israel and the Jewish people. And I've learned more, of course, over the years. As the MLA for Vancouver Lengara, with the largest, deepest, widest population of the Jewish community in the province of British Columbia, it has been a responsibility of mine to represent the concerns and ensuring that we have a civil society with Jewish people in the province of British Columbia. That's the reason why. For many years, I advocated in the province of BC for the adoption of the IRA definition of anti-Semitism. And that's been repeatedly challenging the current NDP government under John Horgan and now David Eby. When October 7th happened, it only exacerbated my concerns about the community, and I appreciate that we want to bring the hostages home. We want to support the right of Israel to defend itself and to deal with the Hamas terrorists. But we also want to ensure that people feel safe here, that they don't feel targeted for who they are. And we know through the course of history that has happened. And for the Jewish community here, whether they're students in school, on university campuses, Lengara College, UBC, or whether they're in their workplaces or on their streets, that we need to ensure that we have a civil society, that we enforce the rules and the laws of the land in terms of the criminal code, in terms of the public incitement of violence, hatred, anti-Semitism, and we understand that the IRA definition of anti-Semitism ought to be utilized both by Canada who say they adopted the Irish definition of anti-Semitism, and the city of Vancouver, who also say they've adopted the Irish definition of anti-Semitism.
And yet they have some
well, exactly.
Like here.
I know that this is an issue for all of us, all British Columbians, and that it's what is happening to members of the Jewish community happens to all of us. And we know, of course, the Jewish community has been so strong in supporting other and being allied with other communities, like the Asian community during the pandemic, with so much anti-Asian hate, for example. So we need to stand with the Jewish community, and that's what I've been trying to do.
מייקל הציג את המחליף שלו בוונקובר לנגרה, ג'יימי סטיין, וגם איתו דיברת.
נכון, הוא סיפר לנו, גם ביקר בישראל, וסיפר לנו מה הוא חושב שהוא צריך לשנות בקדנציה הבאה, אם ייבחר, אז בואו נשמע את הדברים שלו.
Yeah, so I'm replacing Michael Lee as the BC United candidate in Vancouver Lengera. I was born and raised in Vancouver. I grew up playing hockey in the riding, and I've been a part of the Vancouver Jewish community my whole life. I spent a good part of my adult life in Toronto, but I came home about 10 years ago to raise my family here. I have 3 children, 13, 12, and 8, and so one of the biggest priorities for me is education. I want to make sure that we have an education system that sets children up for the future, that teaches them how to think, not what to think, how to think, so that they're able to go into the world and make a difference. The other area that's really important to me is healthcare. You know, seeing my aging mother and seeing other aging parents, it's a concern for me when they can't get the proper health care they need in a timely manner.
So this is in general for BC, and I want to ask you, because you're part of the Jewish community, what are your priorities related to what we have been facing last 9 months?
So one of the biggest concerns for me, and one of the reasons why I decided to put my name forward and run, is because I've seen such a rise of anti-Semitism in Vancouver, in British Columbia, and Canada. These were stories that my grandfather, who immigrated to Canada from Poland, told me, and I never thought I would see them in our lifetime. But to see Jewish students harassed on campus, to see non-curriculum stories being taught to students in elementary schools, and seeing Jews in general being harassed in the streets by people with masks who do not follow the rule of law is completely unacceptable. And I need to ask everyone to help get me elected so that I can fight against that and we can return a civil society that we all deserve, where we can live happy, healthy, and free.
Thank you. What did you do until now?
So I worked in the tech industry for the last 10 years, and I worked globally, helping out mostly with social media and digital media with large companies and government organizations, and I did a lot of volunteer work in the Jewish community, helping to do advocacy on behalf of the Jewish community and fighting anti-Semitism.
Thank you very much, Jamie Stein. You are the
BC Lengera, or Vancouver Lengera. Vancouver Lengera candidate for BC United.
Okay, great. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
ודבר אחרון שדיברנו עליו עם מייקל לי, שאלתי אותו, מה אתה חושב שהממשלה הבאה צריכה לעשות, באיזה נושאים היא צריכה להתמקד, כדי שהקהילה שלנו תרגיש יותר בטוחה ברחובות BC. ואלה הדברים.
Strongly in defense of civil society and advocating for the Irish definition of anti-Semitism and strongly in support of Israel and the Jewish people here in British Columbia. We have Jamie Stein, who is the next candidate for the BC United in Vancouver Lengera. He was part of my decision-making to know that we could bring along a strong voice for civil society in the province of British Columbia to have the opportunity to succeed me. He has to get elected, certainly, but my expectation is that under a Kevin Falcon-led BC United government, that we will ensure that greater resources are dedicated to law enforcement, Crown Counsel, to properly prosecute those who are breaking our criminal code provisions, provide the resources to, we've seen a lot of good work by the Vancouver Police Department, the Victoria Police Department, but we need to ensure there are good resources to deal with hate crimes. And we know that in terms of hate crime investigation units, whether it's with the RCMP or local police departments, we need to provide greater resources there to help with the complaint reporting. But we need to make sure it's full scale. And I know that the work of the organized Jewish community in Vancouver has been working with any government to ensure that. I know with Kevin Falk and the BC United, they will move quickly and strongly to ensure that that level of supports are there. Then we say charges, then we say enforcement, then we say prosecution. I know that Kevin Falcon believes in community safety, a civil society, and those things working together, not under a soft on crime, soft on all the things that we're seeing that make people feel unsafe on their streets. That's what we've seen under the current government. That will change under Kevin Falcon and the BC United.
Thank you very much and good luck.
Okay, well, thank you for having this interview with me. I appreciate it. Thank you.
תשמעי, בהצלחה לו. אני באמת מקווה שמישהו כאן יצליח לאכוף את החוק, כי בעצם אף אחד לא אוכף כאן כלום, חוץ מזה שמביאים לנו כאן שוטרים ששומרים עלינו. מעבר לזה, כלום, כלום.
כן, ואנחנו נמשיך לראיין מועמדים, קודם כל לבחירות הפרובינציאליות שיערכו באוקטובר הקרוב, ואחר כך לפדרל, שזה באוקטובר הבא. תודה שי.
תודה לימור, תודה לכם. ביי ביי.
לייק, סאבסקרייב ושאר.